Good morning. Having a look at the US markets, we saw another positive session, and really it was led by the banks on expectation of higher interest rates. Now that might sound a little bit odd that the banks are moving higher, but what it does do is help take away some of those competition concerns and could mean that they would be able to lift some of the products that they offer into the market, the prices of those in the future. So we saw the leading banks with JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, and even the regional banks up between 2 and 3% in the overnight session. But it wasn't broad-based gains in all of those finance stocks because we did see some of the insurers coming under pressure on expectations we might have Amazon moving into the insurance space, and this also impacted some of the European insurers overnight as well. And if we have a look at other areas in the market, the retailers did well on the expectations that we're going to see continued growth in the US. The numbers that have come through in retail sales have been very positive, and we also had some good productivity numbers that came through in the US overnight, which have at least boosted the charge. If we have a look at the Dow by the end of trade, it was up by 346 points and the Nasdaq up by 53 points, with broad S&P 500 also in positive territory. We had less concerns coming into the market about the trade negotiations as well, and there is reports that we could see that China would look to import more goods from the US, around $70 million worth. So we'll wait on final details about that, but it has created a bit more calm in the market. If we have a look at the commodity markets, well, gold was down around 70 cents to 1,301 US an ounce, and the oil price holding around that $65 US a barrel mark. Areas of weakness in the market, well, that would have to be the technology sector. Even though the Nasdaq finished in positive territory, we did see some of those technology stocks giving back ground, and one of the major ones was Google, on expectations that some of the way that they're delivering their content through their Android platform might be seen as dominating in the European market. So European Commerce Commission looking into that situation at present. So we have a look at the Aussie market today. We're expecting around a 25-point gain at the start of trade. Yesterday we saw a 30-point gain at the end of our session, and yesterday we had the good news coming through about our economy. Economic growth coming in at 3.1%, which was slightly above our expectations and above that 2.8% expectations in the broader market. So who is out there spending? What is growing our economy? We've seen that consumers are spending, we've seen that governments are spending, and businesses also spending on the back of their record profits of late. So this is really positive for the Australian economy. The only area to watch would be that household saving is falling, and that's probably because we've got stagnant wage growth here in Australia at the moment, and we are seeing a little bit of inflationary pressure coming through, especially in the nasties. So we're paying a little bit more for electricity, for transportation costs, and also for Wi-Fi. And if we have a look at the Australian dollar in the morning session, on the back of this news, we saw the Aussie lifting yesterday on the GDP result, and the overnight session holding up well and currently at 76.66 US cents.